Hey guys, welcome to the settings video, and today we're going over the best settings, in my opinion, the best settings for beginners. So yeah, let's check it out. So my mouse sensitivity or for aim is 0.789. Scope sensitivity 1. Inverted mouse is off. Beta raw input buffer, I prefer these two both off. Map rotate, you would want that on so you can see where you are in the map, and if you're going to A, B, and some maps C. And fixed orientation is the same. Keep player centered is off. Minimap size, I prefer 1.063, and minimap zoom is 0.7. Minimap vision cons is on. Show map region always. Other, I prefer first person handness, so right. A lot of pros use this. I haven't seen any pro use left, because left's kind of weird. So I prefer to keep this on right. Always show inventory off. It'll get kind of annoying because switching through your guns will get kind of weird, because once you pick your gun, it'll disappear, so you have more room to see. And player loadout always yeah, we already went over that. Cycle to next preview. Weapon wrap inventory off. But you don't really want most of this on because it's pretty useless, but I do prefer first person is right. Show blood on, so when you hit, you want to make sure you hit, or if you're shooting on like you're shooting through a wall like this and there's a person behind it, you can see if you can hit that person, because sometimes if it's a skinning wall, it'll show blood, so it's good to have that on. And stable indicators on. Network buffering minimal, show bullet tracers. That'll just show like this, like all your bullets. Show spectator count. I would prefer to turn this off if you're somebody that gets kind of eerie, because you don't want to mess up while people are watching you. I prefer that you keep it off, but if you are somebody like me that doesn't really care if somebody's watching you, then I would prefer to have it on, because it's a lot. It's really cool to see how many people are watching you, in my opinion. And yeah, use team color for crosshair color on. Hide user interference off. Hide first person arms off. Show full screen line. These are personal preference, but observer free camera, mine is on 0.6 and 0.3, and observer press to toggle scoreboard is off. Actions by ability 1 is C, but ability 2 is thumb mouse. Ability 3 is E. Ultimate is X, because they're the home keys, and it's a lot easier to control, and it's a lot more comfortable. And yeah, movement, I would prefer to use WAS, and default movement is run. I don't really know anybody who uses walk. That gets kind of annoying, and your walk and run gets moved, so I really don't like that. Walk is shift, that's the default, and it's really good if you're somebody that likes to use crouch for shift or shift for crouch. I wouldn't prefer that because that's what me. I really don't like using control to crouch, but you really don't need to crouch in Valorant, so I just keep that like that. Jump, spacebar, crouch, left control, toggle crouch on, because you really don't have to just use your pinky all the way over there. Fly up, spacebar, fly up is spacebar, fly down is left shift, and yep. That's only for jet, by the way. So if you're a jet main, like me, you would want to keep this, you would want to keep it the same. Okay, down onto equipment, and down sight is hold. I would prefer to keep this on hold because you have a lot more control and you don't have to just toggle it if somebody is flanking. And reload is R. Equip primary weapon 1. I really wouldn't prefer using cycle because you're not really supposed to be cycling through your weapons. Once you get used to it, you're gonna be able to just use 1, 2, 2, and 3. So I would prefer to keep this like that. And for spike, it's really close to your weapons. So if somebody's coming to you while you're planting, you can just easily get your weapons out. Alright, drop item is G, equip last weapon is Q. Some people don't use this, but for me, it's easy if you're like a flanker or you have like a really close gun. You would want to just get there faster and pull your gun out. Most recently equipped weapon, it doesn't really matter in my opinion. Inspect weapon is V, it's really close to my home key, so I can just do this with the butterfly knife really quickly. Use F as object because I'm somebody that likes using E, but I need that for my abilities. Use spray T, use spike, plant, or defuse is 4. Communications, team voice, push to talk key. It's the mouse button too because it's really close. You don't have to press any keys on your keyboard. Party push to talk, I don't really use this because my party is automatic. So yeah. And the rest doesn't really matter. Interference, voting options, doesn't really matter unless you're somebody that's really salty and wants to leave the game. Toggle freak camera, doesn't really matter. Toggle menu map, stuff. I really don't know how to say this. And toggle sight lines. This is all for observers, so it really doesn't matter. My crosshair is cyan. Outlines off. Outline opacity is 1. Outline thickness is 1. Center dot on. Center dot opacity 1. Center dot thickness 2. Override firing on off. And aim down sights is the same. Well, this is my aim down sight. My center dot it's off because there's really no point of having it on. But yeah, display mode is full screen. Resolution 1920 by 1080. I think that's what most people have. And my monitor is 240 hertz, so you can get a lot of FPS from that. Aspect ratio is letterbox. Limit FPS is terrible because you really don't want to be limiting your FPS. My FPS and menus is 400, and yeah. Material quality, I don't really care about this, it's just the performance. I would suggest putting improved clarity on because it gives you a lot better experience, such as blooms, because if you are a silver main, you can see the difference in your ability, because this is what it looks like with bloom on, and this is what it looks like with bloom off. Yeah, it looks very, very naked and ugly. So I would prefer to keep this bloom on, but it does come at a performance cost, but I think it's very worth it. And distortion off, cast shadows off, stats doesn't really matter. I like to see my client FPS and total frame time. Outline, this doesn't really matter. This is all just personal preference, but I'd prefer to turn this on, and enable HRTF, use stereo, because I think that's the best. Voiceover gameplay, all of that is good. So if you watch to this point of the video, you should like and subscribe if you want to help get the channel going. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.